even have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and my guest is
Bernard Davis from Bernard Davis Estate Sales.
All right, and again, family, this is the Talk Beat Jones. Remember, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. There is a repeat broadcast on a Sunday from 4 to 5 p.m. And you can also pick us up by going to type in YouTube TV 33 on demand, and you can pick us up, and you can simply look at the picture or pick up the date, and you can watch that particular show. We're on demand, and we go around the world, but again, I'm not going to take much time. I've got Mr. Bernard Davis, the fantastic person that is here today. And Mr. Davis, why are you here with the Talk Beat Jones audience on TV 33 going all around the world?
Hey, we're here today because we're going to be having a awesome art sale at 166 Victor Street. That's Highland Park, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And we're asking for you guys to come out.
Come on out. Come on out. This, to my understanding, I'm just going to tip you in real quick. To my understanding, this sale, everything must go.
Yes.
Now, how does that work, Mr. Bernard Davis?
Yeah. So we're going to be going this Friday, the 16th, 10 to 5. Saturday, 10 to 5. That's the 17th, and the 18th, 12 to 5. And hey, it's Father's Day, so this is the perfect time to come out, pick up a gift for your dad. Not just give him a barbecue grill. Stick him in the backyard to barbecue. Get him a piece of art. We got wonderful pieces of art here, African art. Once again, the address is 166 Victor Street, Highland Park, Michigan, and we're looking forward to seeing you here.
Now, Mr. Davis, when you say art, are we speaking of just pictures, paintings, prints, or what are we speaking of? Give us an idea of some things that may be there.
All of the above. You got prints, you got original pieces of art, you got African ceremonial masks, there's some African busts, there's some pieces of furniture, African benches. So it's a broad range of art, collectibles. You got art. You have art, African figures, little small figures or medium-sized figures. Once again, you got musical, like African musical instruments. So there's a broad range. There's something here for everyone in the price point for everyone. So don't think that because I say art and original pieces of art and African art that there's no place that you can't afford it. We got price ranges for all.
Bernard, is it okay if I call you Bernard?
Yes, that's
okay.
That's fine. Yes.
Now, if I'm a person and I want to get a family member interested in art, in African art, and appreciation of art, don't have a lot of money, but I want to come in and find something that can possibly pique their interest for the future. Will that be happening here?
Oh, yes. Yes. This is a prime opportunity for you. If you are trying to get into collecting art or trying to get a friend or a family member into collecting art, this is the opportunity for you to come out and walk the studio and see a broad range of collectibles, original. You got some prints, you got some poster art, which there's a piece. I call a couple of pieces like Jacob Lawrence, which is it's a poster but still has value. So all the time, we may not be able to afford an original piece of art, but it's something close to it, which would be a print or a poster art. Some of the things are signed. The original art is signed. You got, like I said, we have original carved ceremonial mass and African bust.
This is a time that you can come in and look. You can come in and look. You take that pre time to come in and look and see if there's something that may pique your interest. Then you can go out and talk to your friends and see if it's something that maybe some people want to go in with you on something. You may have a club that you want to get a certain particular piece to go with that you already have. And I hear that there are a lot of folks who have African art collections in their homes, Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Sometimes those people may come out and look for something that they don't have. Right. How does that work for people?
So, I'm going to say Detroit. It's a huge art scene right now. I'm going to just say across Michigan, just period. If you go online or Google anything dealing with art, there's something going on each weekend, every weekend, just about, dealing with the arts, which is, if you're trying to get into it and get involved, I would, recommend getting involved in those groups. I would a group that I attend every Monday at Marygrove College, which is the Detroit Breakfast Club. They, you say, how did they come up with the Breakfast Club? But at one time, it was a group of guys. It was a couple of guys that met in the morning. They had a conversation talking about art, and then the group just expanded. And it was in a restaurant, and so the restaurant owner asked them to switch to the dinner time, and the group just blew up. So now Marygrove College is hosting them, which is I think it's a part of the Detroit Public School now. They're hosting the Detroit Fine Arts Breakfast Club. If anyone is interested in getting into and learning about art, I would recommend going to that group. It's every Monday, unless it's the holiday. It starts at 5 o'clock. It's open to the public. I would recommend it.
Wow. I mean, you're got my ears wide open with that conversation right there, because again, I'm interested. Don't have a lot of background, but I'm interested in learning.
Yes. And it's I would say we could say this is like an educational moment, because if you
hold on, please. Go ahead.
Oh, if you want to invest into something, I would recommend art, because it's a way of building wealth, not only yourself but generational wealth. Mm-hmm. And art would be a perfect place to start.
Let's see, caller, can you get through? Are you through there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Are you interested in art, sir?
Well, it's HT, Henry Tyler.
Oh, Mr. Tyler. I'll let you talk to Mr. Bernard.
Yes, sir. I'm just basically calling in to let everybody know that Bernard Davis is the best.
Thank you.
If you have an estate sale that you need to have done, Bernard Davis is the one that you should hire to do it, because he's doing our sale. And the job that he does, the way he sets things up for you to come in and look at the art, the statues, the mask, Bernard Davis is the man to do it.
I appreciate that.
Now, Mr. Tyler, you've had experience with Mr. Bernard Davis.
Yes, I am.
And what was your experience, and were you satisfied, or was the group that you represented, were they satisfied with Mr. Davis and his folks?
Yes. Reason being, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. And he puts all his energy into making that sale a success. And we have proof that it was a success. And I just appreciate him, and I appreciate his company and all of the people that work for him
Thank you.
because they're beautiful and they're there to help you. If you need help looking for art, help looking for a statue, you just ask them and they'll walk you around
Yes.
and help you pick something within your price range. And you walk out with some art that you can have for the rest of your life.
Right.
And when you walk into a big time gold dealer, you see something and they have a price tag on it. They may negotiate with you anyway. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So,
That's correct. It's just a matter
so,
of
so Mr. Davis,
asking
Mr. Davis here,
Mr. Davis, what? This is a little out of my price range, but can you do anything for me?
That's right. That's
And
right.
Mr. Davis will sit there and he'll negotiate with you.
now when Mr. Davis negotiate, is he trying to just get rid of that piece, or is he trying to just give it away to that seller because he feels that seller needs that piece, and every piece that just goes out the door as a good piece is gone?
Well, the thing is,
Let Mr. Davis
the
answer that
type
question.
of
Excuse me. Let Mr.
person
Davis answer
where
that question.
He's going to always
Mr. Tyler, let
Make
Mr.
sure-
Davis answer
yes.
that question. Mr. Davis, answer that question.
Yeah.
please.
So to answer that question, yes. Always, just because what the auctioneer has on the piece doesn't mean that's the final. It's always, I refer back to, I always say I read something, a book Martha Stewart wrote one time, said if you want a better deal, always ask the auctioneer, ask if you can do better on the price. And that starts the negotiation. But also, if you're working for a client, ask the auctioneer, you have to represent the client. So I mean, but things are priced to be able to negotiate. So you want to make sure that you get the best price for the client, but also you want the customer to feel that they got a deal, because we all look for deals. Our shopping has went from, we at one time we had Hudson's and Marshall Fields, Jacobson's. We don't have those stores anymore because people like discount shopping. And when I say discount shopping, we all like a deal.
Everybody says, I got this. Man, I got a great deal on this. Where'd you get? Oh, man, I got a great deal on this. Will they feel that way when they leave your auction?
Yes, and because I'm going to make sure, one, when we're negotiating, is always, I have a joke because I tell a person every time I give a customer a price, it's probably, I'm going to say 99.5% of the time is always what that customer wants to spend every time. So I don't know. I always joke and say that I got like psychic abilities, but that is just a joke.
But again, if it works,
but it's just,
you got that third eye is what
right,
they call it.
Right. Everyone wants to feel that they're getting a deal. And I want the customer to feel that way, but also ultimately when you're working for a client, you're negotiating for your clients the best deal possible for your client. Because the purpose of having an estate sale or doing a liquidation sale is the client wants to make money. They're not just doing this to give their things away. So you can use prime example. If you're working for an estate and say that the executor of the estate hired you, a good portion of the time there's reasons why the sale is taking place, and there's expenses that estate has. So to liquidate, that brings the money in the door, so they can handle those expenses if the money is not there. So that it's not so always it's going to, when you're negotiating in the client's best interest, but you also want the customer to feel that they got a good deal, which they do. They feel
Ms. Tyler, what do you like when you hear this message about everything must go?
Well, I mean, what I hear is the merchandise that's there, the paintings, the statues, the African art. When you see it, it's perfect. It's going to be perfect for your home. Right. So I believe if you come in and you view the articles, you're going to want him. And Bernard is going to negotiate with you so that you can be able to take that home. Right. And that's the reason why I put in the commercial, everything must go. We got art, we got paintings, we got statues, we got masks. Everything must go.
And you've got the must-go man, Mr. Bernard Davis. And tell me, Mr. Henry Tyler, Mr. HT, in going through and screening persons to try to put this sale over the top, why did you go out and bring in Mr. Bernard Davis when you got all of these other selections in Detroit, et cetera, that could have and would have taken this job?
His reputation was he was like the number one person in the city, in the state, really.
Wait, you say we got the number one guy?
The number one guy in the state. I'm saying this.
Right here at 166 Victor Street on the 16th, 17th, 18th?
Hey, Michigan. He's number one.
Number one. We are number one.
And when he takes the job and he does everything to do what he promised he's going to do.
I dropped by the state sale. The last couple actually just came by and just kind of hung out and watched. His crew that he brings in are so wonderful, so people orientated that it was just a joy watching the personalization of what they do with the people. No pressure. You didn't even know they were salespeople. They were just assisting the people and getting the information about the pieces, etc. So, yeah. So you got the number one guy with the number one crew because they were very, very happy to be here, and they showed you their happiness. You know, I mean, that was a beautiful thing. I'm through. I'm out.
Billy, before I get off this line.
Oh, don't get off, Mr. Tyler. I thought you were going to be at least a halftime. Come on, bro. Stay at least a halftime.
Well, I got an appointment I got to keep, so I just wanted to make sure I called in before I went to my appointment.
Okay.
But the thing is, this Friday, the 16th, the 17th, Saturday, the 18th, Sunday, this is everyone's personal invitation to come out to the estate sale at 166 Victor. I'm sure we have items there for you, and we just want you to come out and to see them, to purchase them, and enjoy them.
And Mr. Davis, is your client black by any perspective, chance? The people that you're working for, making this sale happen, they're black, correct?
Oh, yes, they are. Yes,
and I put that out there in this fashion. You know, we support everybody, and I'm a person that says do that. But, you know, with all of the personnel talking about how we need to support black folks and black business, etc., and all of you folks out there that come on the TV, the radio, and talk on in the newspapers and the TV stations about what black folks is doing, the black businesses opening, etc. Right. This business is here, 166 Victor Street. And so we're saying for all of you folks who say that you support black folks, whether you're black or you other nationalities, we say to you, come on in, take a look, find something that you can take home and support this black business. Supports the black business right here, 166 Victor Street with this. What is it going to be, Mr. Davis?
166 Victor Street this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the 16th, 17th, and 18th, 10 to 5 on Friday and Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 5. And once again, it's Father's Day weekend. Let's come out and take care of our dads. Come on, let's come out, buy them something, buy them a piece of art, start them to collecting. If they already collecting, add to their collection. So come on out and take part of this.
We got pictures, and yes, we got some beautiful pictures. Ms. Tyler, you can take it before you go.
All right. Again, we thank everybody that participated in our previous sales, and we just want to thank anybody in advance for participating in the event that's coming up this weekend. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to Billy. Thank you to Mr. Davis. And thank you for participating in getting the word out also.
And Mr. Tyler, let's do this. You have been doing. Help me with this word, Herculean job, because again, and all of the things that, when the people see all of this material, they have to remember someone had to carry this in piece by piece.
Right.
And I want people to know that three-fourths of all of this work, from A to B, no matter what part of it is, Mr. Tyler has been the Herculean person, and for folks don't understand, that's like a part of Hercules, doing all of the work. And I want him to understand that we love you, and we give you the credit for putting this together and making this happen. You, Mr. Henry Tyler, have been in charge, and you took charge, and you are the person that have made this a success and made it happen. And your selection of Mr. Bernard Davis has been shown, despite what anyone else would have thought, a great selection and a great success with what he is doing. Thank you, sir. I say it for all of us. Thank you, Mr. Henry Tyler.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. And I just want to say once again, before I get off the phone, this is everyone's personal invitation to come out this weekend, Friday, the 16th, Saturday, the 17th, Sunday, the 18th, for the African estate sale at 166 Victor in Highland Park. Remember, everything must go.
Everything.
That's right.
Even take me home. I wouldn't get a penny. Well, Miss Tyler?
Yes, sir.
You're going out the door.
Thank you.
And
Have
I
a
love
good
you, love you, brother, and thank
See
you
you
so
soon,
very much.
Bernard.
You one of the
sir.
best bosses is. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Yes, he is.
All right.
All right, bye now. He allowed me to go a little grammatically incorrect on that one. So, Mr. Davis, what taught you about art? What taught you to be a person that could later on be this high person that people says, he's the best? There's a lot of people know how to do it, a lot of people have done it, but he's the best. What put you in that category, sir?
Well, I'm going to say was three people. I would say first, I give honor to my mom who's gone. She used to work with me in my business. Little did I know, she passed in September 2018.
Sorry to hear
Little
that,
did
sir.
I know that she was teaching me how to run a business. And then I go to my godmother, which all of you probably know her, Miss Teola P. Hunter.
Okay, yes.
She told me from day one, be honest with people, be fair with people, and it would take you a long way, and keep a good name. And I swear by that because it has taken me a long way to put me into the position that I'm in now. And to get to how did I get into this, my mentor, Mr. Henry Harper, who Harper Galleries, he has a gallery over on the Boulevard, and he's actually over the Detroit Fine Art Breakfast Club. He's one of the founders, and he just took me up under his wing and started, because I asked, my background and my degree is in design, residential and commercial design.
So you got that paper behind you.
So I took an interest. Well, I started hanging with him and following him, and because a young lady company I used to work for, Villa Domains, Loretta Crenshaw, told me, if you want to know anything about this business, you get to know that man. And that has been a true fact. He has taught me. He convinced me to go into this estate sale business. I was like, oh no, no. I don't want to do this because you learn too much about people, which you do because going into someone's home, it tells a story about you, whether you lived a good life, fair life, so-so life. It's our home, so it tells a story about us. So he took me and mentored me and got me into this business, started collecting antiques. So we started with antiques because I was in my home at that time, and I went home and I cleared everything out, got rid of everything, and gave me a clean palette. So I started collecting antiques, and then the antiques went into collecting art.
Well, hold on, Ms. Davis. I want to take a break, but I want to come back, and I want you to go back to that because you say you were collecting and you got rid of. I want to hear that again. Okay. I kind of missed that.
Okay.
But we're going to take a commercial break, family. But remember, the Talk Beat Jones, we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. Detroit, Michigan time, y'all. And we go around the world. And again, family that have been texting me and sending me information from all around the world. And yes, you do. I appreciate you. And yes, we're still here. We're doing our thing. And we appreciate all your support. Remember, subscribe and like the Talk Beat Jones. Go up to the YouTubes. Type in YouTube, TV33 on demand. Watch the show. Like it. We appreciate it. Be back after these commercial announcements. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Bernard Davis estate sale with paintings, African art, and much, much more. All must go. Sale starts Friday, June 16th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, June 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, June 18th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at 166 Victor in Highland Park. All must go. For more information, call 313-415-7477 or 313-868-6612. Sale starts Friday, June 16th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, June 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, June 18th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Call 313-415-7477 or 313-868-6612. Bernard Davis Estate Sale at 166 Victor in Highland Park.
This is it. You ready to put your podcast on iHeartRadio? Yes, your podcast on iHeartRadio. What about Alexa, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android, or iPhone? Plus live TV streaming. Get your podcast seen and heard all over the world. Call 313-868-6612. Pre-recorded shows are accepted to be archived. This is a WHPR distribution platform. Download the app from the App Store. Go to WHPRTV.com. Channels available for lease 24/7 on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Coming soon, subscription and pay-per-view.
Also,
Block time is available. Get yours. Call 313-868-6612. That's 313-868-6612. Executive producer R.J. Watkins. Program director Henry Tyler. 107.5 FM WGPR HD2. RadioWeCanSee.com.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Bernard Davis Estate Sale with paintings, African art, and much, much more. All must go. Sales starts Friday, June 16th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, June 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, June 18th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at 166 Victor in Highland Park. All must go. For more information, call 313-415-7477 or 313-868-6612. Sales starts Friday, June 16th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, June 17th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, June 18th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Call 313-415-7477 or 313-868-6612. Bernard Davis Estate Sale at 166 Victor in Highland Park.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. Once again, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and my guest, host,
Bernard Davis from Bernard Davis Estate Sales.
Okay, and again, family Talk Beat Jones. We're on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11. Tell your friends about us. Mr. Davis, you were talking about how I termed what you were doing internship. Would you talk about, so that the audience who just joined us would know that we're talking about you and how you got involved with this art and how you became so wonderful and so great?
So what I was explaining when we before we went to commercial, I was saying that how I ended up getting into this estate sale business is because I had a mentor who guided me into this business, but he's an antique and art dealer. So I first took an interest in art. Took an interest in antiques, collecting antiques.
Give us that guy's name, please.
Mr. Harper, Henry Harper. I took an interest in collecting antiques. So what I did at that time, I was in my home. Now I'm in a condo, but I went home and I gave away everything. I cleared because I had like contemporary furniture. I thought I was doing it. But really realizing that investing into collecting antiques.
Now, for those folks out there, Mr. Bernard, what is contemporary furniture, as you mentioned? Was that something you collected?
Right. Contemporary would be like modern furniture or like sleek, straight line furniture. Well, let's use, for example, now mid-century modern is a hot thing right now. Antiques kind of have kind of died down. The millenniums are looking for this sleek line, clean line. So that's like furniture from the 1950s, maybe to about 70s. So they're looking for clean lines, clean look. Antique furniture is anything that's 100 years old. So you go back 100 years and up. So you're looking at mahogany furniture, or it could be oak, maple. It's just So I started collecting American and French furniture. So majority of my pieces are literally either a period or 100 years old. So that means that if I ever go to try to sell them, not right now because the market is not that great for antique furniture. If I had mid-century, I have a couple of mid-century modern pieces, but not a lot. So mid-century modern is like hot right now. You're getting the dollar amount for it. So if I were to go sell, then I can get the actual close to the value of what the piece is worth. So that's the same thing if you got into collecting art. Art generally holds its, well, not generally, it holds its value. It increases, and so especially if the artist is no longer here on the earth with us. If they're a known artist, listed artist, then the value just goes up. because the demand for the supply is not there. So like supply and demand. So it makes the numbers go up.
So if you have certain paintings or pictures, and they're signed by certain artists, those pictures, because of their death, the value goes up.
The value goes up.
Wow, you better look at them pictures, paintings.
Right. So you can, just, so if you start collecting, you want to make sure that we want to support our artists while they're here on Earth living, of course, but because it's called an investment. So you invest. And you invest into those artists into that work that you see, that they're doing shows, they're working on being listed or becoming national, not just local, So we have some excellent local artists, but they just did not make it to that national level,
So once again, the sale is what date and what are we selling, Mr. Bernard Davis?
So the sale is this Friday, the 16th, Saturday the 17th, and Sunday the 18th. Friday and Saturday, 10 to 5, Sunday, 12 to 5. And we're selling African art. We're selling African masks, busts, African figures. There's something here for everyone. Even if you want to spend $20, we got something for you.
When I walk in that door, what can I expect to find, Mr. Bernard Davis?
When you walk in that door, you're going to be amazed because you're in it's a studio, but I say it's about a warehouse size, full of art. So you're going to spend a couple hours with us. You're just walking through, taking in what's there. And we want you to buy something because we want you to take a part of this experience and to be a blessing unto the client. They just, they've been around here over in Highland Park for some time, holding it down. So let's, as a community, come and support them and be a blessing to them.
And can I bring my youngster there and find something to start them off on collecting?
Oh yes. There's something there.
I'm not gonna have I got kids. I'm not gonna have a whole lot of money to get my child something, but I want to get them something. I mean, it's like sometimes people say, well, something's better than nothing.
Right.
Starting them off on something small creates an interest.
Right.
Next time around.
Right.
How does that work?
I would encourage that. I would encourage to bring your kids out, your children out, because it's an educational moment to see a room of that magnitude filled with art and African bust that's actually been carved by your ancestors' hands. So it's not something you go and get from Target or Home Goods. It's authentic. So for a child to actually come and actually hold that piece in their hand and to be able to feel it and feel that their ancestors actually carved this piece, it's an amazing thing.
And another thing I looked at, sometimes the movies or television gives you ideas. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at, for those persons who want a date, it's a wonderful date to come down and walk through and look and shop on, just look and talk about the things you're seeing to the prospective girlfriend or prospective boyfriend or your husband or your wife, that you want to just have some free time to just relax and have some time that you don't have to have a problem. You're not listening to too much music. You're not having to dance, but you're communicating. You're getting that mindset together for that evening. So when you go home, you take it home and you got your special stuff, that whatever it is that you do, and you got it out and you're looking at it and you're having fun with it. And then you two decide to have a little fun because you got that beautiful piece. Huh?
Right. Exactly. Right.
It can get exotic, y'all.
Right. art is created to start a conversation. You know, you look at abstract, and you know, if you look at a piece of abstract art, everyone, you know, I may see it a different way, you may see it a different way, but that's the purpose of it. It starts a discussion, and and that's what I mean. Art. I mean, having art in your life or being a collector is just a wonderful thing. It makes me feel good that I listened. I actually listened, because at first I was like, oh, just like any young person at that time, because I was in my 20s, I was like, oh, you know, what is this man talking about? You know, now I can sit back, you know, like we say, how your parents are always telling you something as a young person, and you're like, oh my God, they're just wearing on my nerves or whatever, you know. But now you find yourself doing exactly what your mom and your dad said to you, saying it to your kids or saying it to whoever, your nieces and nephews. It's you look back and say, oh my God, I'm becoming my parents. But it's a wonderful thing to be able to take part in this, also to get a piece of history, to collect, and to be able to one day pass it down. Pass it down. It's generational wealth. It's generational wealth.
Why is it that certain cultures are associated with certain financial groups? When you talk about art, you talk about collecting, you talk about different things that note. Most people are generally think, oh, they got money, or they have this bougie attitude. What is that about? What was that about? Was that something that was culturally passed, or is that something that was taught? Or help me understand that thought.
That's, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say it's cultural, but it's just the unknown. Because I'll give you a prime example. If a person doesn't know, they see a sign that says estate sales. If they are not familiar with an estate sale, normally they're going to probably just bypass it and just say, oh, it's not for me, instead of, you know, being curious and walking in and saying, oh, you know, what's going on? I think art and collecting antiques, or even collecting mid-century modern, or, I mean, whatever you're into, it's just the unknown is probably terrifying to people. And of course, they say, "Oh, I can't afford it." You can't afford it, because I always use this as a point of reference. How much you go out and pay on a pair of shoes? How much do we pay on gym shoes? That amount that you pay on those gym shoes, you can put towards a piece of art. That amount we pay on a handbag, we can put on a piece of art. Let's go back to when COVID started, and then people were getting all that money that was coming in. Where did you see them? Out at Somerset, standing in line, buying a LV, which is Louis Vuitton, a Gucci, Prada. That was your opportunity. That was your opportunity that was handed to you to create generational wealth. You could have took that money and invested into something that was going to benefit your family. It's just we have to change our thought pattern when it comes down to finances. We can't just live for right now. We have to think beyond right now, because you have children. And that's what we need to do. And I don't want to be getting on a tangent, but if we want to learn about finances, our churches should be preaching about finances.
Amen.
Not, you know, I'm just adamant about that.
Come on.
We're sitting there Sunday after Sunday, or going to Bible study. Teach generational wealth. That's what we need to do as a black community. Teach generational wealth. Then a lot of this stuff we wouldn't even have. A lot of these problems we wouldn't even have. So I don't want to get off on a tangent, because that's a sore spot. With
it's not a tangent. I don't see it as a tangent, Mr. Bernard Davis. I see this as saying it's bringing up the truth. Sometimes you got to move the earth to bring up the truth.
Right.
And because a person speaks their truth doesn't mean it's a tangent.
Right.
It's from what you have observed. Is that correct?
Right. Exactly.
So that's not a tangent. That's just like speaking, taking your platform, and this is your platform, because you're not hurting anyone, you're not critiquing anyone, you're not belittling anyone. You're saying this is what is needed to be added. If it's not there,
Right.
if the churches that some persons are attending is doing it, great. If others are not, it's just a thought. Maybe you can take it to your church, and maybe they may implement finances. Is that what you're speaking
Exactly.
of?
Exactly. I mean, it's so many ways to create wealth within the black community. I mean, we have entrepreneurs. Let's support our community. I'm not calling out any races, but you have races that support their own, and they don't go outside their community unless they cannot find within their community what they're looking for. We don't do that. So I just think we need to support our support our race. And I'm not saying I'm against any races. I'm not. I love all people. Don't care what color you are. I love you. But we just need to step up our game. We have opportunities, and we need to take advantage of those opportunities.
Well said, well said. And you can get more of this wonderful conversation, more of the intellect about estate sales when you come down to 166 Victor Street. That is 166 Victor Street. The date?
This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June the 10th. June the 16th, 17th, and 18th. And once again, I'm saying this is an opportunity for you. Come buy something for your father. This is a perfect, instead of going out to the malls, come over here to 166 Victor Street and buy your father a gift, a piece of art, a sculpture, a mask. There's something here for your dad.
And it'll be something that will be unique.
Exactly.
Unique that you're giving your father.
Make a statement.
Making that statement. So that's, again, family, that's 166 Victor Street. You want to come on down, get ready to make yourself have that African touch, that feeling, that thought. Put it on your wall. Put it in your special place. Put it in your special cave. Whatever it is that you want, you have it at 166 Victor Street, 16th, 17th, and 18th. What time will the doors be open, sir?
Opens up at 10 a.m. Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday 12 to 5.
Okay. And shortly, a little bit later, why don't we take a look at some of the pictures of some things to give people some ideas, just some ideas. This is not exactly what you're going to see, but this is just to give you some ideas, family. This just to give you some ideas. We're going to show you some pictures here. And Mr. Bernard, as the pictures kind of come up, maybe just give a quickie on it if you could.
Those look like ceramic with clay vases. Those are hand done. The finish is on it is it's a rough texture.
Okay.
That's an antique Tiffany style lamp. It's a table lamp. The shade is a beautiful glass and bronze shade, and the base is bronze.
All right.
That's an African. That's a metal piece of art. But it's an African piece, and it looks like a shield.
Okay. Something else there, maybe?
That's a African carved. That's out of a solid piece of wood. So that's an African bust on a stand, and once again, it's a solid piece of wood, and it's an image of I would say a male figure. That looks like it's part of an African mask.
Yeah, that was just a close-up shot.
Yeah, close-up shot of it.
Okay.
That's a Jacob Lawrence poster, framed, wonderfully framed, and it's actually should be it's another one. We have another one in there also. That's a piece of, once again, carved out of a piece of wood, solid piece of wood. It's African. It looks like could be like a
this picture
marketplace.
Here. No, I've looked at this particular picture. The workings on this picture, I can't really see it that well just yet, but all of this that you're seeing, family, are pictures, are actual carvings of people, faces, and bodies, etc. Right. All of that is carvings of actual faces and bodies. Right. It's not just scribbles. That is actually, when you look at that, you can actually see the full face,
Right.
bodies. I mean, the artwork on this is just incredible.
That's it's I believe that's an original piece of art, and it's just of faces. So it looks like it's all on canvas. I believe that is.
Okay. And last one?
That's another Jacob Lawrence.
Okay. And now, so again, they will be able to come down to 166 Victor Street and pick up these items. Okay, I guess we got another one.
Right. That's a piece of art. That's actually also an original piece, and I believe that we have several of this artist's pieces.
Okay. Well, no, that was just kind of quickly just throwing something that was on the screen for you to look at. Now, once again, you are the alpha in this business. For those who don't know, when you're the alpha, you are the top layer. You are the actually the top layer of that field. And we've got him right here. This is Mr. Bernard Davis. And if you're looking to have a estate sale, is that the only type of sale you do, sir?
Yeah, well, actually, we do moving sales. You don't have to. Let me explain. Estate sales does not mean you the person has to be deceased. They're called moving sales. Actually, I'm doing one next week out in Southfield. So the client is just downsized, and they're moving from their house into a condo, and that happens as you age. That's something we all should really consider and think about. I always tell clients when they're still living, sometimes it's emotional for them because it's years and years of memories. And so I always tell them, be happy that you're the one making decisions versus a child or your executor trying to make decisions for you or in place of what they think you will want done. You're here to state how you want things to play out. And it's just another chapter in your life. That's how I look at it. You're turning, our life is like reading a book. You turn it and you're going from chapter to chapter, and each chapter we should be learning something from the previous chapter, going into the current chapter. Is that's life, you know. So estate sales just not mean that the person's deceased. There's living estate sales.
So were you saying that as I'm living and I got all this stuff, for folks who got a lot of stuff and they're aging, you're saying start planning the downsizing and start looking at how you can take advantage and get rid of some of this stuff that you really don't need? I think I got a call maybe coming in. Caller, are you there? I hear you. Talk to me. Caller, I hear you talking. Talk to me. I'm going to have to go. You hear him too, don't you? Okay. So, caller, I hear you, but I can't hold on. Wait for you no further. Thank you. We'll put him on hold. I'll give him a chance in a few minutes. Mr. You want to hit the last couple minutes about the sale and the date, and etc.
Okay. Once again, so this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June the 16th, 17th, and 18th. The times for Friday and Saturday is 10 to 5, Sunday 12 to 5.
And
166 Victor Street, Highland Park, Michigan.
And what will be the price range? You got money, don't have money, got a lot of money?
You got anything starting? We got anything for you starting at $20 and up. So we spend $20 on. If you go buy coffee, I'm a Starbucks person, and I'm telling you.
You know about that, huh?
So you can spend that at Starbucks on a cup of coffee and a Danish or a sandwich.
Wow.
So come spend that $20 with us, and we, just come take part. We got something that starts at $20 and go up.
Okay, caller, we're going to try the last time. I don't know what you're doing. I know we have a delay, but you're just listening by calling in. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, Ms. Davis, I tell you, it is a wonderful time being here with you. But again, you are number one, and We know this because you've done business with this business before.
Yes.
The station.
Yes.
And the station was very, very happy. And so again, for folks, we're saying to you, come on out. Come on out.
Yes.
And let's support the state, the state sale. I was trying to say something else here because I didn't want to get emotional about the blackness and get all involved and say a lot of stuff. But I just want to say this. We do this. We throw up our fists. We talk about the brother's business. We talk about the sister's business. We talk about how when we all come together. Well, we can come together on the 16th, the 17th, the 18th at 166 Victor Street.
Right.
Come on. Show your blackness here.
That's right.
Show your blackness here. Show your blackness, and however you got blackness in you or blackness in your mind. But come on out. Let's be fine. Let's dine right here.
That's right.
Spend a dime. You know, time 10, time 30, time 1,000. However you want to add it up. 166 Victor Street. Let's get your blackness on.
That's right.
Please. Because you know why? Everything must go.
Go.
Nothing can stay the same.
That's right.
Everything must go. All right. So that's 166 Victor Street. The date, the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th. Come on down and make sure you celebrate a little Father's Day with us.
That's right.
At 166 Victor Street for the big sale.
Yeah, that's right.
Estate sale.
Yes, sir.
You can get something, and I know what it was. They say people who got money, they're smart.
That's right.
They go to the estate sales.
That's right.
And they pick up what? Some valuable items at a real discount price.
Right.
Family, this has been Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones, and my guest today has been
Bernard Davis from Bernard Davis Estate Sales.
And we again invite you to come to 166 Victor Street, Highland Park. That's 166 Victor Street, Highland Park. And let's all shop black at the Bernard Davis Estate Sale.
Thank you.
All right. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you on the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th at 166 Victor Street. Remember, type in YouTube. Go to TV 33 on demand. Pass this television program to your friends. Let them see for themselves. Don't just tell them. Pass it to them. Let them see Mr. Bernard Davis as he's telling you about how and why he is the #1 estate sale person. And if you need help, call him. What's your number?
313-415-7477. And it's I have a website also. It's another Bernard Davis Estate Sales with the S on the end. .com.
I'm sorry, Ms. Davis. I was trying to type it in. Could you give that to me again?
Another Bernard Davis Estate Sales.
And that number again, please?
.com. 313-415-7477.
See you on the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th at 166 Victor Street. Let's all get together because you know what? Everything must go.
That's right.
See you, family. Bye now.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Thank you.